Vidya, before I open to the house, I've always wanted to ask you something. Very recently, I saw an Insta reel in which you said something very important, and it goes a long way as far as the women is concerned. You said, जब हम किसी से मिलते हैं तो हम सबसे पहले पूछते हैं, अरे कितना weight lose कर लिया तुमने? Do we even realize how hurtful we can be to people and the sensitivities which, are attached to? And these are real portrayals. I'm not talking about on-screen cinematic portrayals. We go through this each day. What would you say to all the women who are sitting in this audience today when it comes to, how they are seen, how they are judged, and what kind of portrayals, go along with it?
Forget about how they are judged. How do they judge themselves is what is important.
Fantastic.
I think when you look into the mirror, how do you feel? And if you don't feel good, that's okay. We're all human. We have good and bad days. But fake it till you make it. Tell yourself that I love and accept myself a little more every day, and it really works because we women have bodies. Our bodies have formed such a large part of our identities, right?
Absolutely.
So it is anything to do with the body. If it can bring honor and shame to a family, if you please, it can definitely, destroy our confidence when someone comments about it. You almost feel like if you put on weight, you feel like you're undesirable, you're unworthy. If you've shed weight, then you suddenly feel like maybe you deserve a little more in life, and it's ridiculous because your body is what is keeping you alive, and it must be honored at all costs. I learned this very important lesson a few years ago because I've had my struggles. You all have all known it. It's been you'll have seen me through the years. But I realized that I was only sending hate towards my body. I was constantly saying, you're not what I want you to be. And therefore, I was constantly falling sick. Thankfully, there were little niggles, there were small issues, but constantly falling sick, Vani. And I started working with a healer 12 years ago, and I realized that, what are you doing? The very thing that's keeping you alive, you are abusing the very thing that's keeping you alive. जिस थाली में खाते हो उसी में छेद करते हो. Exactly. So I started saying, okay, I'm thankful to my body for keeping me alive. I'm thankful to my breath, blah blah blah. And slowly, I started believing in it. Initially, I didn't. I started believing in it, and it's been a game changer. Because today, however I wake up, I feel good about myself. And when I don't feel good about myself, I tell them that it's okay. I tell them, not tell myself, that it's okay. Tomorrow is a new day. Let me live with what I'm feeling today. Sometimes your body also expresses your emotions. Sometimes you're tired, sometimes you're angry, sometimes you're jealous, sometimes you're hateful, sometimes you're whatever, hurt. Sometimes you're fearful. All of this expresses itself in various ways. But that doesn't make you a bigger... I have begun to feel small in my bigness. And that is ridiculous. It was almost like I was cowering. But the one thing I have to say, Vani, and I thank God for this, when I face the camera, none of that matters. My size has never mattered to me when I face the camera. I love the camera so much. I trust the camera so much that I believe that it will always bring out the best in me.
Fantastic. And what a message to give on a very important day, We constantly say that we celebrate women, but we have to first celebrate ourselves.
Yeah.
So that the world will be there, to, look at us for what we are. Thank you so much, Vidya, for that message. And that is something which will go a long way, in so many, the portrayals that you see, the way women look at themselves. I think that is so important, and thank you for that message. So before I open the house to questions, 2 house rules: do not give opinions, please, and keep your questions very crisp and small so that a large number of people. Remember, this is the last session on the second last day of the International Festival of India, Goa. I'm coming to you. Who's operating? Who's handling the mic? Wait, friends. Yeah, come in front. We'll start. We literally start from the back. We start from the our friend. Yeah, who has a hand up?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
I'm Rupa.
Hi, Rupa.
So, they often use the term unapologetic. I hate that term because what are we apologizing for?
Correct.
So I want to ask you, what do you think is lacking in this consciousness? I'm very glad that people are finally waking up, and we are so very aware of whether it's the body talk or the gender talk, but I think there is still something lacking in the consciousness in the industry also, because so I'm a writer, and even behind the camera I see that the percentage of women is very, very less. So coming to the glass ceiling is not just limited to the roles we play, right? I want you to tell me, in your experience, what do you think is lacking in that industry right now regarding this consciousness, despite so much talk, that's preventing more women from being behind the camera?
Time, Avirupa, because change does not happen overnight, it happens over time. And where we do not have any women on set today, we have, at least 2%, 5% of a unit comprising of women. I think we've come a long way. We cannot hope for it to be 50-50 overnight, but the change is underway and we must appreciate that. I know there is we all now want more, right? So we feel frustrated because we're not seeing the world the way, or the world is not the way we want to see it. But we have to be patient. We have to just keep pushing. We have to just keep believing in ourselves and keep forging ahead, and not let any of these so-called limitations stand in the way of where we want to get. I don't see any lack, honestly. If at all, I'm saying, we have come some distance and we must appreciate that. Thank you.
It's a very good question, and it's a dynamic space. It will, continue to resonate as the journey moves on, and we're not halfway through. Yes, but the dynamism what will keep us alive.
Absolutely.
Hi, Vidya.
No, wait, no. You can't take the mic till I come to you.
Oh, okay.
Please give it to the gentleman there. The orange.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for being with us.
Thank you.
Normally, my spouse and me don't agree on much things. But
As
today,
most spouses don't.
but today, both our observations were quite common. We have been in this IFI since 21st of November, and a number of conversations we have seen, and a number of films also we have seen, not only Indian films but foreign films as well. And her observation, she only mentioned it to me, and then I said, yes, this is mine also. She said that there are so many foreign films, their directors, their actors, who are mixing with the audience, people who are roaming about. But our Indian actors, they are not. They only get chance in conversation, and that too on stage. And mostly they don't connect with the audience.
Right.
But there were 2 or 3 in conversations also. I can name them. Mr. Vijay Sethupathi was there. Then Mr. Sunny Deol was there. Then today villains were there. They were very much connected with all of us.
Right. Right.
So, and you have been saying that you love the camera.
Yeah.
What about the audience?
I love the camera because it is my medium to the audience. It is the instrument that connects me with the audience. Having said that, sir, I will say one thing in, I just feel that it's not easy for Indian actors to be out here. I'll tell you why. Because we'll only be taking selfies with people. There will be no conversation. The conversation can at least happen, even if it's one way, can happen like this. But if any of us were to really be amongst the audience, unfortunately today it's only about selfies. Yeah. Sweet, thank you.
They will not get a chance. Come here to the gentleman. Wait, ma'am, I'm coming. Come to the gentleman here, please. The gentleman in the 3rd row.
Vidya ji, namaskar.
Namaskar.
जैसा कि हम सभी जानते हैं कि भारतीय संस्कृति है और फिल्मों ने, भारतीय सिनेमा ने भारत को बहुत कुछ दिया है, चाहे हम एंसाइन फिल्मों से लें और आज की फिल्मों को लें। उसमें महिला एक्ट्रेस का बहुत बड़ा योगदान रहा है, समाज सुधार में। तो जब तत्कालीन यानी पुरानी फिल्मों की बात करते हैं, उस सभी भी महिला एक्ट्रेस ने बहुत सारा संदेश दिया है और निस्संदेह आज भी दे रही है। ये बड़ा परिवर्तन है जो ग्लैमर को लेकर है। क्या हम अपनी संस्कृति को बचा रहे हैं या हम होड़बाजी में कुछ भी कॉपी करे जा रहे हैं? तो हम संदेश अपने समाज को या देश को क्या दें? मेरा कहने का तात्पर्य सीधा सा है कि कुछ मूवीज ऐसी हैं